And guess what today is? It's baby moving day. They've been in their crates. I think the first one came in the second week of April, so they've been in their little crates for a couple of weeks now, and they're doing really well. So I've worked on getting the baby chamber ready, and since we had all that ooky weather move through, today is going to be the day that I put them out. It should be fun. Oh my gracious goodness, it's a crate full of hissing snakes. So we've got 3 in here. There's one towards the back. Hey, watch out. So I'm going to feed them first and then get them all moved out together. There's a 4th one over here. He came in that was quite a bit larger. So I've kept him, whoops, hard to see him. I've kept him separate from the other 3, but they can see each other through the walls in the crate. Watch out, buddy. He says, I'm going to branch. See, this is about the time that these babies are going to be fledging naturally. They can't fly, and they can't take care of themselves. So you know, that's the parent's job. That other one's tugging on his little butt. Anyway, so they get accidentally kidnapped by the Good Samaritan. So I'll have them send a picture, and see that this older one, you know, he would be naturally fledging, and that's when they're really super vulnerable. So I have the Good Samaritan send me a picture to say, oh, look at there, the other one. Look at you, little putty. This is the one, I think, the one in the middle, the one that came in at 133 grams. Anyway. Yeah, so I make a determination by looking at the picture by whether I, meet the person and take the baby. Sometimes they get blown out, booted out, the whole bit. I would like not to see any orphans, obviously, because as good as we are at hacking, there's nobody that can raise the babies like Mama and Daddy. Anyway, we'll take the next step. So this is the baby chamber. It's this little tiny swimming pool that I've got a branch lodged in there, and then I've got this other one that's zip tied to this freestanding perch, and then this other one that'll get them up to the front part of the chamber. So in the beginning, I'll come in and feed them individually just to make sure they're all getting the same amount of food, and then I'll get to the point where this is the food ledge and the food chute. Then I get to the point where I just put the food through the hole, and just to make sure everybody gets fed, you just kind of take care of them individually at first. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is their new home. And that's the older one that came in first. Look at that. He's a big boy. Okay, so we got the other 3 itty-bitty ones. And, of course, got a solid roof overhead, so when it rains, nothing bad will happen, like filling up the baby pool. So they'll start, getting up on the perches and flapping their wings, and this is what the older one was doing in his large crate inside. So they'll spend approximately the next 6 weeks in chambers, and then about mid-June I open the door, put food outside on that portable hack board, and then they begin the next phase of their adventure. Hey, before I post this clip, I want to explain a little bit about hacking. Using operant conditioning techniques, and that's just a fancy phrase for making a sound whenever you deliver the food, whether it's blowing a whistle, using a clicker, making some audible sound with your voice. All you're trying to do is to get these babies to associate the sound with the food. So wherever they happen to be after you release them, you just make that sound and they come in for the food. So I've got my hag board down next to the pond, which is the natural habitat for the babies, for the barred owls. And then in the fullness of time, when they gather life experiences, they're going to start coming to the house less and less and less. and then they all naturally disperse. Now, I don't know if some rehabbers have never heard of hacking, or if they don't think it's necessary. You know, they'll just raise them up to a certain size or a certain age, and you know, they give them mice while they're in captivity, but that doesn't really simulate a living experience. And then they just take them out somewhere and just turn them loose. Well, when you consider the 80% mortality rate for first-year raptors that are whole, healthy, parent-reared and parent-trained, you know, I don't have any stats to back it up, but just common sense would tell me that these babies just probably don't survive. So, so hacking, I think, is of paramount importance, you know, for long-term survival of the animals that you're caring for. Otherwise, why waste your time? So that said, it's time-consuming and expensive. So if there's any way that you could help us with some mouse money, we sure would appreciate it. You can look at the little donate button up in the upper right-hand corner of our website, and it'll take you to a PayPal site, or you can snail mail us a check, and we sure would appreciate it. Thanks a lot.